Operation Confidence proudly presents America's Invisible Heroes radio talk show. Tune in weekly on Sundays from 2 p.m. to 3:30 p.m. Pacific time with your host, Consuela Mackey, co-host, U.S. Air Force veteran Matt Davidson, announcer Taylor Marcella, U.S. Army veteran and Strategies for Hope segment host Dr. Kathy Cash, U.S. Army Reserve veteran and entertainment segment host Charles Whitehead, U.S. Army Special Forces veteran and I Once Was Whole segment host Richard Cook, U.S. Army veteran and Lifeline for Women's Veterans segment host Martha Elena Varela, National Faith Director, Chaplain, and Veterans in Recovery segment host Anthony Akampora, and U.S. Air Force veteran and Incarcerated to Success segment host Kevin Lewandowski. For more information or to be a guest on our show, email info@operationconfidence.org.
Okay, thank you everyone for tuning into America's Invisible Heroes, a show dedicated to our veterans and their families. Yes, I'm your host, Consuela Mackey, Executive Director of a grassroots nonprofit organization called Operation Confidence. No, I'm not a veteran, but my heart goes out to our American heroes, especially those who are disabled and have experienced homelessness. For those who are new to the show, American Invisible Heroes was established to provide a platform for veterans to be able to share their experiences, heartfelt stories, resources, and challenges. Now, allow me to introduce our co-host for today. We have U.S. Air Force veteran Matt Davidson, who's a board member and a co-host as mentioned. We have U.S. Army Reserve veteran Charles Whitehead, who's also a board member and a co-host. Taylor Marcella, board member and an announcer. And Montague, she has a bi-monthly segment called the Rosie's Movement. Then we have U.S. Army veteran Dr. Kathy Cash. She has a bi-monthly segment called Strategies for Hope. And now today we have U.S. Marine Master Sergeant Adams Castillo, and he has a monthly segment called Veterans Peer Access Network Services. And then last but not least, almost last but not least, but not quite last but not least, we have U.S. Navy veteran Calvin Poole, who has a monthly segment called Blind Veterans Helping Blind Veterans. Then, as I said, last but not least, we have U.S. Army Major veteran Anthony Smith, Sr., and he has a monthly segment called You Can't Keep a Good Man Down. Say hello, everyone.
Hello.
Hello.
Howdy doody.
Okay.
Hello.
So take it away, Matt. It's on you.
Okay. For our nation's post 9/11 veterans, finding support during and after service is essential to their overall well-being. Knowing where to turn in moments of adversity is often the first step in overcoming the unique stressors and challenges that affect the military community. Founded by military families in 2006, Hope for the Warriors is a national nonprofit that provides free, comprehensive support programs to post 9/11 service members, veterans, military spouses, family members, and families of the fallen. With programs and services concentrated on transition, education, health and wellness, peer engagement, and community connection, Hope is there to help redefine each life and chart a course for continued growth. Since the organization's founding, Hope for the Warriors has served over 40,000 individuals and families. Acting as a direct line of support for service members and veterans, the Military and Veteran Program provides peer-to-peer support, outreach, event engagement, and program referral. Hope's military relations staff runs programs, a team of combat veterans who have experienced firsthand the challenges of war in garrison, family struggles of deployments, and all the transitions that come with answering the call of duty. This team's experience helps build a connection and create a space where individuals battling PTSD and other traumas can speak freely about their journey with those who can relate to them. The Drive for Hope program helps to restore driving independence in injured and recovering veterans. The program partnership provides adaptive vehicles and proper training to operate them. Since March 2019, Drive for Hope has worked with 76 veterans on their journey toward recovery. Starting the next chapter of life after the military poses new challenges and stressors for service members and their families since launching in 2019. Warriors Compass has provided career transitions case management to over 1,000 transitioning service members and veterans. Hope incorporates alternative approaches to transition in webinars, workshops, and invites employers to speak to service members, veterans, and spouses. Participating companies have a unique platform to highlight careers within their organization and provide speaking opportunities for veterans within the company to share their own transition success stories. For 11 years in a row, Hope for Veterans has received the highest rating on Charity Navigator, GuideStar, and Great Nonprofits. Over 90% of every dollar raised goes directly back to supporting military families virtually and in person. What makes Hope unique is that within 48 hours of connecting to services at the online portal, a Hope team member will reach out directly with a phone call. After getting to know each individual personally, applicants are connected to the program or service that will best meet their needs. Are you a part of the post 9/11 military community and interested in learning more about how Hope for the Warriors can serve you or your family? Visit Hope for the Warriors and get started and connect to services today. For more information, contact www.hopeforthewarriors.org. That's www.hopeforthewarriors.org.
Okay,
And I hope bring some hope to our listeners today.
that's wonderful. Thank you, Matt. I know that you have to leave shortly, but as long as you can stay around and get a chance to hear other speakers, we'd appreciate it. But when you have to sign off, we understand.
Okay.
Take
Thank
it away, Ann, Montague, girlfriend. You
Hello,
muted.
everybody.
Hey.
Hi.
I'm so pleased to see the variety of people here today. Can you hear me?
Yeah, we hear you fine.
Okay, good. I think there are several people here who don't know what I've been doing over 14 years, so I'm real pleased to have the opportunity to share our work. About 14 years ago, I started interviewing women who worked on the home front in World War II. They're commonly called Rosie the Riveters, but they don't like to be called that because most of them were not riveters. So they worked in World War II, processing food, making uniforms, doing a lot of shipbuilding. Of course, they did rivet airplanes, and it just goes on. Literally hundreds, if not thousands of jobs. At this point, we've interviewed about 200, but the really important thing that makes our project different is that we're now launching a national movement, a new type of national movement, so that people in any place in the country who want to follow the legacy of the Rosies will have something they can do. And we will, if you don't have an idea yourself, then we'll assign something to you. Some of the projects that have been done are to build parks in honor of roses with a lot of input from these women themselves. Don't let the government do it for you. Essentially, let the women make their own decisions. So we've had 22 projects. They're all extremely different. We just came from Washington, D.C., where we reviewed about 18 of the 20, and we planted a dogwood tree at American University, which the women chose to best represent them. Anyhow, on Labor Day every year, since 2014, we have a project called Ring a Bell for Rosies. So since last Thursday, meaning a couple days ago, and through tomorrow, people will be ringing bells for roses. We ask them not to ring a bell if they don't really understand what the Rosie Legacy is about. And that Rosie Legacy it's simple, but sometimes people don't quite get it. It's not just that they made armaments to shorten World War II. Just about everybody knows that. But the legacy they want to be known for is to pull together, to do highest quality work, to do it in a spirit of cooperation. Because if we don't, we waste the freedom that they helped us fight for and helped us win. The women are about 93 above now. The youngest I know is 93. She'll be coming on to 94 right away. We lose them almost weekly. And of course, I don't know every Rosie in the country. So what we're asking everybody to do is put your feelers out, say to anybody that has older people in their family or in their network, ask that woman, what did you do in World War II? Very, very often they did something that can be counted as helping to win World War II. There were as many women working on the home front as there were men in the military. Now they've lived over a century. That is the biggest or the most changed century in American or in world history and human history. So they've seen a lot. They are really exceptionally fine people. Some of them, of course, are going into dementia. And again, we lost a whole lot of them in COVID, and we lost 2.5 years of work. But we're asking everybody to essentially try to find these women, and then try to find a project that your community might want to do, or individuals might want to help do, even in another community. Do you have your bells there?
I've given them all out. It's only one, but we have 10 people from our camp,
So we're
Just
going
the
to count. What are we
one
going
to,
to count?
from our
Let's
team.
see.
Gotta
Dr.
look at it. She's,
Dr. Kathy, why don't you count to 10 and we'll all ring a bell? Look at my bell.
we have the 10, but oh my goodness, yours is huge. That's cute.
There we
Does
go.
it actually ring?
Anyway, ring a bell for Rosie and be thinking while you do it that we often really will have a prayer ahead of time that this message that they want to leave, which is to pull together, to do highest quality work for freedom. And don't bicker amongst yourselves. Just say, you know, we're going to prove that we can do what the Rosies did. They did not fight amongst themselves. And that we are going to essentially find a way to pull this country together again.
Well, we've had some of the Rosies on our show in the 90s, and those were the most phenomenal women ever. They were funny, they were informative, they whistled, well, they wanted Charles to give a wolf whistle. And we had the best time. And what was
in trouble. You got
what-
me in trouble.
got you in trouble, huh, Charles? But what was so amazing is that their memory was just so articulate. I mean, they knew, I mean, what in the World War II, they knew everything. And
They
he
did
is, I
They
can
did
go,
everything. It's amazing. I typically try to minimize when I say there's at least 6 million, but there were really more than that.
oh, I mean, they were great. And we have more coming on too. The ones that are still around, we've been honored to have them on the show.
It is an honor, and they are so grounded, aren't they? Grounded
Oh my
in the
God.
meaning of life and you know, what it means to be human.
And funny and informative, and it said, gave us such amazing stories, you know,
Yeah.
what happened when they were there and
So
their
we-
contribution to society after they got out. I mean, it's just amazing. We're very, very.
Consuelo, do we have time for me to tell one Rosie story?
Yeah, and then we have to move on, because you see, we
Alright,
got a full
I'm
cast.
gonna pick this young woman, Gail. Gail, give me a letter of the alphabet and I'll try to tell you a story with a Rosie with that letter.
C,
Did you say C?
C, like candy,
ABC, right?
right?
Okay. Well, let me think about this. There's a lot of C's. One is Buddy Kernut. She grew up in Buffalo, New York. Her parents, her mother abandoned 2 children and her husband, so she really didn't know her mother. Her father was supervisor on the railroad. So these 2 children were left pretty much alone. As soon as they got old enough and got through high school, they both, one went to the military. This war had started, and one started riveting airplanes at Curtiss-Wright in Buffalo. Buddy got tired of riveting after about 2 years, and she joined the Coast Guard. So she's actually a veteran. She was medic, and she met this fellow from West Virginia, where I am now. And she was to wheel him around along with other veterans in a wheelchair. And they fell in love. She'd never seen him stand up because he had a missing leg and a mangled foot from essentially very sad story in the Pacific. Anyhow, one day after the war, she gets transferred into Buffalo, back to Buffalo. And she's working in a hospital on the 3rd floor. And a fellow comes, she's about to get off work at 10 o'clock. Fellow comes in the back door. And the nurse's station shocked because nobody's supposed to come up, you know, into the room and into the floor without coming the main hallway and elevator. And they said, "Who are you? What do you want?" He said, "My name is Keith Kernode, and I've come to marry Buddy." She's coming down the hall and she drops everything. She'd never even know, she didn't know it was over 6 feet tall, right? So they said, "Buddy, what are you going to do?" And she said, I'm going to get married."
Oh, how
She left
cute.
without notice. They drove into Charleston, West Virginia, looked up a minister. First one in the telephone book was Ashworth. He agreed by phone to marry them. They got there and it was a funeral home.
Oh, my goodness.
Anyway, but Buddy she just died this last year, that she was responsible for doing about 7 of the 22 projects that we've done. One of them is to design and raise the money and essentially stay on top of builders so that a beautiful park, it's a simple park,
Yes, gorgeous.
built in a small town called St. Albans, West Virginia. That's
Well,
a sort of thing communities can do. And
We're
even
so
when the roses
excited to
are
be a
gone,
part of the Roses.
yeah, really.
All the time somebody's calling here.
So thanks for letting me tell that, folks. And I really appreciate it. Are you gonna ring a bell there? Does anybody have a bell? You,
I don't have a bell. But anybody else brought a bell? No, no, no. Okay, but we'll be ringing them on Labor Day. As I said, I have several that's going
that works for
to.
me. I do
right.
want to
I'll
say,
bring it too.
let me say one nice thing that's very important. The
You gonna
Rose-
ring one, Anthony?
I'm gonna ring 1 too for you, ma'am.
Oh, please
Okay,
do. And
good.
Charles, you're ringing one, and so is Taylor. Taylor, you have yours, right?
It's in the other room, but yes, I do.
She has yours. So we
One
have
of the
several.
things that's really important is they took care of injured veterans. Nobody gives them credit for that. Mostly people think about they worked in factories. Well, they did work in factories, but worked a lot of other places. But the most important thing to me is that they were so humble and humbled by war. And I would say minimum of a third took care of injured veterans, and not just in body, but in spirit, a lot of alcoholism and all that. There are some pretty powerful stories about how these women were loyal to men who basically
Mm.
lost it after the war. Anyway, I
Well,
won't sit any
thankful to
longer.
have you on the show, and as always, you have such encouraging information, and if you can, bring us back another one of the girls, you know?
I'm definitely
So
going to. I'm
Charles,
working
give him a wolf whistle.
I'm working on it. We're gonna name a schoolroom for Rosie the Riveters, and we
I
want
get me in trouble.
schoolrooms all over the country.
That's so funny. But thank you so much,
Thanks,
and
Ross.
if you can stick
Thank you
around,
so
we'd
much.
like for you to.
I
so
got your Rosie, the bunny canoe video, if you want it.
Oh, you do have?
Mhm.
He has the video,
I- Okay, good.
a buddy, yeah. Want to hear her, see her too.
I am Buddy Canute, a
That's
former
Buddy that I
Rosie
just
the
told you
Riveter.
about.
I riveted P-40 pursuit planes during World War II. We did our part back then. Now, can you step up and help the Rosies pull America together again? Please call 304-776-4743. That is 304-776-4743.
All right, that's wonderful. Thank you so much, Ann, as always.
you, Ross.
Very
Thank you.
delightful.
Mhm.
Okay, so we're moving right along here. Okay, our next guest, okay, will be Charles. You're going to tell us about Major Anthony L. Smith Sr. You have your script? You're muted, Charles.
Sorry. Yeah, let me put my script out of the trash by accident.
You put me in the trash, dog.
And we want to see you too. The
Oh, I
picture's
am.
very handsome, but let's see you.
There you go. There I go.
There you go. Okay.
I didn't know it
Right.
was my time. I didn't know it was my time.
Okay, so
I'm having all kinds of problems with this computer today. Okay.
are you?
I'm not, it's been sitting in the closet. All right, here we go. Okay, Major Anthony L. Smith Sr. He's a retired U.S. Army major who served in the military for 22 years from active duty, reserve, and National Guard. After serving in several campaigns, he was injured in combat in Operation Iraqi Freedom in 2004 at Camp Taji, serving with the 1st Cavalry Division, 39th Infantry Brigade, BMMC, Special Operations Infantry, and a quartermaster. On April 24, 2004, he was injured in combat during an attack on Camp Taji Ford operating base. A rocket-propelled grenade was shot into the camp and directly struck him in the right side of his body. He was then hit by four 50 caliber rounds, and a mortar round landed several feet in front of him. He sustained several life-threatening injuries and later was listed killed in action and placed in a body bag. Tony was later discovered by a nurse doing her rounds who realized he was still alive and went for help. He was resuscitated but was given the wrong blood type. Man, talking about bad. And a RH factor during the process placed him in a 62-day coma. And when he was awakened, he discovered he had several injuries: PTSD, TBI2, loss of right arm, right hip, right kidney, a portion of his intestines, loss of vision in his right eye, hearing, jaw broken in 3 places, loss of abdominal muscles, T7 spinal cord injury damage, and amnesia. I mean, that was a lot. After 2 years of recovery, he went on to get involved in sports and later was relieved of his duty as chief of police and forced into retirement because of unjustifiable medical reasons. Tony then turned back to martial arts and reopened his own martial arts academy. He is a para-athlete in several sports and has currently won several championships and a member of the world and national USA para taekwondo team. He has acquired the nickname of A-Train. A-Train Arts, right? Or is it just A-Train? Okay.
Just A-Train.
All right. He has inherited the title Aaron, Chief Grandmaster. He is member of several martial arts organizations and Hall of Fames. I mean, he's met with 5 living presidents, is a member of the Military Order of the Purple Heart, and a member of several fraternal organizations of brotherhood, served, and scholarship. The one-armed Grandmaster and currently the founder, owner, and operator of Anthony Worldwide Martial Arts Association. He's AOB K for life. He is the first Black disabled combat veteran to start an academy for adaptive martial for 50 caliber rounds and a mortar round. Okay, now, you know what? I'm just gonna say, let's welcome Anthony, because there's a whole lot he's done, and he's had a lot of injuries. I mean, we could be reading this till next week. You know, you've done a lot, and
You got his pictures though, right? You have some photographs to show.
I have some photographs to show. Yes.
Yeah,
So,
you can do that after you.
so you take it away, Tony.
Hey, how everybody doing today? Glad to be with you
Good.
guys. With everything that's going on, I'm glad to be able to stand before you guys and have the opportunity to speak on behalf of several veterans. If you didn't know, the Arkansas Freedom Fund is one of the biggest organizations I work with here in Arkansas, and Kappa Lambda Chi Military Fraternity Incorporated and Pi Beta Sigma. Also the pastor of Wilson Chapel Missionary Baptist Church and the assistant pastor to Greater Jubilee Missionary Baptist Church. If y'all didn't know, check this out, guys. I wanted to make sure y'all saw this. President Biden sent me this right here. Can y'all see it?
Yeah.
It's called the Lifetime Achievement Award. And the President Biden sent that to me. I met President Biden when he was vice president, and the White House sent me that lately, and became part of also the Hall of Fame this past weekend.
All right.
With
Okay,
Superfoot Wireless. Ooh. And
You know what
Ann, I want to highlight is Ann, right, that does the rosary. I only got one arm, but look, I can still get it down for you, baby girl.
There you go.
He can still get it down, man.
Still get down with that one arm.
I only got one leg, but I can kick butt.
That's what I'm talking about.
We got some comedians on the show today.
All right, I love it. But show his pictures, Charles, while he's talking, because he's done some amazing stuff, you know, and he hasn't let his disability stop him at all. If we had time, if we didn't have so many guests on, we would show his video, which is heart touching. There's one move.
There's some good pictures right there. That picture right there is from the Arabian Federation Nights. I won the world championship. I'm the first disabled guy to win that championship this year in 2022. Right. They kind of underestimated me, and that's the Bill Wallace. Superfoot Wallace inducted me into his Hall of Fame after that tournament.
Wow.
And I'm also in a book. So if you guys decide y'all want to get the book, that's the Hall of Fame book right there. Just type in Superfoot Wallace, and that book will come out with all my bios in it. He's a great man. Y'all know who Superfoot Wallace is. That's my big toe holding the thing down right there. But he did me real good in that Hall of Fame. Wow. And that's me on my way home from the championship, showing my championship ring.
Okay. And
that's my Tai Chi group right there. That's the one I teach Tai Chi to. Mm. We got to take a trip to Dallas this past year and get to demonstrate our new Tai Chi that I committed. It's called Sitting Tai Chi to help those that can't stand or have mobility. Since I had a T7 spinal cord injury, I thought I'd go out and start helping those that have spinal cord injuries.
Oh man, that's similar to something that I do, except you know, it's I sit and drink chai tea. You know, you do Tai Chi and I drink chai tea. You know, so
yeah,
sitting chai tea, man.
Anyway. Is it straight? Is it straight tea?
Yeah.
He's very important over at Rancho Los Amigos hospital.
I'm just a clown. That's all.
Yeah.
I like that spirit.
Yeah,
I love that spirit.
Yeah, he's on
the certificate.
paralyzed veterans.
The one that you would showed us?
Now, what's this
Yeah,
one?
that's the one that that was given to
Biden.
me by President Biden.
Oh,
He was real busy, so he sent his crew to present it to me because he was busy at the time with all the stuff that he's doing. But it's good to receive that Lifetime Achievement Award from him.
mm-hmm.
And that's me getting promoted to 10th degree black belt. I'm the first disabled guy in the world
Isn't that
to receive
amazing?
a black belt as a disabled veteran. And that's the military order. That's the military order right there. Kappa Lambda Chi Military Fraternity Incorporated. I was inducted in this year.
Mhm.
And believe it or not, I got $5,000 in funding from the Republican Party out of Kentucky and Arkansas to help
Really?
go to. I
Oh,
don't know
these-
how I did that,
Oh,
but
those
I'm
two
glad that
guys, who are they?
those are my grand masters. Those are my instructors.
Oh, okay, cool. Oh, wow, what a great picture here.
Yeah, and that's the fraternity. Yeah, just the ones I wanted to tell you guys about. This doing great community service here in Arkansas. And anytime, any donations y'all want to give, shoot it down to them. We do food banks, load trucks every month. We load the food truck banks in Arkansas.
Mm-hmm.
All right, that's all of them.
That's wonderful. See, so it shows, you know, you don't let a disability, you know. Yeah.
And can you put the address for donations in the chat box?
Oh, I sure can. So if
Yeah.
you want to remember, just type in, I'll type it into the chat box, but it's arkansasfreedomfund.org.
Okay.
So I'll put that in the chat box for y'all. And right now, if the reason I look like I look, guys, sorry that I don't, but I'm training for the Empire State Building climb, the 86 floors. One of the guys in New York trying to climb the Empire State Building. So I'm a little sore right now, but I feel good still.
What are you talking about? You gonna climb this Empire State Building or one of the guys?
No, I'm gonna climb it. I'm gonna start at the bottom and I'm gonna go all the way up to the top.
Oh, my
If you go up, then I'll come down there, Empire State Building if I could.
That's awesome. I'm raising money for the challenge athlete Operation Rebound. And remember y'all met Nico Mangalango?
Oh,
Yeah.
yeah.
So I'm trying to raise money for more disabled veterans that are, and also they also help first responders and all veterans across the board.
That's so
If I
amazing.
make it to the top, that's $100,000 if I make it to the top.
Really?
Oh, really? Wow.
All
So
right.
you have to do quite a bit of training for that, don't you? Just to be able to climb those stairs.
So far, I done lost 86 pounds.
Wow.
And then you have a prosthesis too, you know, so that you can climb all those steps with that. That's amazing. Okay.
I hope I don't have to use the prosthesis because that means I'm on all fours trying to go up.
Oh, no.
All right.
I just joking with Charles.
Yeah, man, that's good. You know, see.
And Charles is no better. Show that picture when you jumped off the roof over at the Marriott. They have, what was it called? He's on the board of Paralyzed Veterans of America. And they live
over the edge. It was I went down the 14th floor of the Long Beach Hilton here. We had a fundraiser. So it was a fundraiser, and I went down. I went down the side of the building in my wheelchair. Actually, they take.
Picture.
Let me see here. Okay, let me see if I can.
If it's handy.
1 second.
And if Miss Ann is there, tell her I'm gonna ring a bell for you Monday, but I got a big old cowbell from Mississippi State. Is that okay to you?
I love cowbells.
Okay.
Any bell will do. Doesn't matter.
Okay.
Any bell but Tinkerbell. Don't ring Tinkerbell.
Don't ring Tinkerbell. I'm gonna put it on my Facebook and TikTok and let everybody know.
Good for you. Good for you.
That's so cool. Thank you so much, Anthony. Well, we wanted Charles to show you. Bring it up when you can, Charles.
I will. I'll find it.
It's on you, Taylor girl, my little baby girl. baby girl.
U.S. Navy veteran Calvin Poole is the president of the Tennessee Regional Group. He joined the U.S. Navy in 1976 and completed his enlistment in 1982 as part of the U.S. Navy Construction Battalion, the Fighting Seabees. Selected as the recruit chief petty officer, Calvin led his company to win the Brigade Award for the most outstanding company. Currently, Calvin dedicates his resources and time to getting blinded veterans from his regional group and other local citizens involved in both adaptive sports and arts and crafts through partnerships with other nonprofit organizations. Some of the geographical areas in which Calvin has influence with veterans include northern Mississippi, eastern Arkansas, and western portion of Tennessee. Calvin credits BBA for being instrumental in his personal and professional growth, and he encourages blinded veterans to join the organization, remain active in their local regional groups, and experience BBA's Operation Peer Support activities. Calvin's guest today is Joseph D. McNeil Sr. Mr. McNeil Sr. was the oldest of 7 brothers and the first in his family to graduate from college with a BS in business and a master's in human resources. After graduating from high school, Joe joined the Army National Guard and worked his way through college, joining the Army ROTC program. Upon graduation, he received his commission as Second Lieutenant U.S. Army Field Artillery. His duty assignments included 2nd Infantry Division Korea, 42nd Field Artillery Brigade, B Corps G3 Operations Germany, and 197th Infantry Brigade Fort Benning, and 18th Airborne Corps Fort Bragg. He held numerous staff jobs during his tenure. Upon his diagnosis in October of 1989 of retinitis pigmentosa, or RP, he was processed off active duty as a captain, after which he re-enlisted in Georgia's Army National Guard and served 4 years before his vision prevented him from doing his assigned duties as personal staff non-commissioned officer. Joe is a multi-graduate of 3 different blind centers. He joined Blind Veterans Association in 2005 and held the position as Georgia's Regional Group Vice President, Columbus Chapter from 2005 to 2007, Georgia Regional Group Secretary from 2005 to 2007, Regional Group President from 2007 to 2015, and the National Treasurer from 2015 to 2017. He was the National Secretary from 2017 to 2019, and National Vice President from 2019 to 2021, and is currently the National President. Since his retirement, Joe is an accomplished entrepreneur, father of 6, and grandfather of 4. He serves his community by sitting on numerous boards, yes, he does, representing the blind community as an ambassador to their capabilities. He has memberships in multiple service and civic organizations and is a certified National Veteran Service Officer for the organization. You can find him speaking to civic groups and churches about blindness and the help that is available. Welcome. Ooh, that was wow.
A lot of good
Drink some water. My goodness. You've done a lot.
Well, let Calvin speak, and he'll reintroduce his guests, and we'll go from there. I think he has 2 guests. Does he have 2 guests on today? Ms. Harris?
Miss Harrison, yes.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, and then we have Mr. McNeil. So you take it away, Mr. Poole.
Oh, thank you so much. And I want to first of all thank Miko as well for introducing me to the group from Child Athlete Foundation. And I want to thank Connie for allowing me to have this segment.
Right.
Blinded Veterans, Helping Blinded Veterans is just a group that we hope can remove some of the physical and mental barriers so we can reach across this country and help other blinded veterans and advocate for their benefits and get them involved and improve their overall quality of life. So I won't take about much time because I do want Joe to introduce himself and tell a little bit about the Blinded Veterans Association. So Joe, you got it.
Thank you, Calvin. Blind Veterans Association was started back in 1945 from a group of veterans at Avon Farm, which was a nursing home where they didn't know what to do with blind veterans. They organized, they got a charter from Congress 10 years later, and we are the only chartered service organization for blind and now visually impaired veterans. We advocate for blind visually impaired veterans at Congress, within the VA halls, and we hope our members are doing it amongst themselves or in the streets of their hometowns so that people understand that the blindness doesn't make you incapable of doing anything. Technology is a wonderful thing. It gets us out there and it levels the playing field. And blinded veterans helping blinded veterans, but it's also one team, one fight, one goal. We're there for each other. And the only one that actually understands a blind person is another blind person, because everybody will sit there and tell you, well, I understand. Well, until you close your eyes and you try walking around, you do not understand. You can't see our disability, but it's there. You can have somebody that's lost a leg, hand, or disfigurement, and you know he's disabled. But when you look at us, it's our eyes. And it's not our mind, it's not our hearing, it's just our eyes, and we still function, we still speak, we think. And we still raise our families, which some of our members have. We've had members that have done, I call them triple X. These clown mountains, rafting, and everything else, skydive. And some of us do some of those things that people look at like, I don't believe you just did that. Well, if you can't see, you can do it.
Mr. Poole, weren't you out on the canoe?
What you say, Consuelo?
Weren't you on a canoe, a boat or
Yeah.
stuff?
Yeah, I've done kayaking and
Kayak.
we was out on Laurel Fork, Virginia. We did tubing down the New River there in Virginia.
Wow. Wow.
We do a lot of different events. Yeah, we do skydiving, zip lining, go ball, tandem cycling, a lot of different
open sea kayaking, scuba diving, fishing.
Yeah.
Oh Lord, I like y'all already.
And Consuelo, I want to also introduce Mashawn Harrison. She's the regional group president for the Mid-Atlantic Regional Group, the Blinded Veterans Association, where she's doing a wonderful job with that group.
Yes, welcome. You're muted, honey.
Thank you.
We're so happy to have you today. Thank you.
I'm glad to be here, and I wouldn't be here without Calvin Poole and Joe. They've been an inspiration and keep me motivated. And there's times when I said I couldn't do it, they said I can do it, and that's why I'm here.
Oh, and that's so wonderful.
I'm Army strong, and I said, "Hooah."
That was you said that, okay?
Yeah.
Dr. Kathy Cash is Army too. Yeah. Okay. Ms. Harris, you have anything you want to talk about as far as your organization?
I'm with the same organization they are, ma'am, but I do want to emphasize we did start a new program that's with the Blinded Veterans Association, which is the ambassador program, in which Calvin and I are both now ambassadors. And one of the things we do is to go out and promote and advocate for the blinded veterans through the ambassador program, through our local blinded rehabilitation centers and our local VAs. And so that's one of my new goals. And I do want to say on behalf of the guy who lost his dog, I just lost my service dog, Nico, and I was just nominated as the chair for the guide dog handlers. So I'd like to let people know that and be pursuing, get more involved in that.
Well, we want you to come back with some of your clients that have gotten guide dogs from your organization. That would be amazing. That's a
Mhm.
Well,
whole education that people don't even know about, you know?
exactly. Thank
Yeah.
you.
He's also in the Women's Veterans Group of the Blinded Veterans Association.
Oh, you see, we have to have everybody on.
Yes, I will
Yeah.
definitely, I'm a chairperson for the Disabled Veterans Women's Group and the chairperson for the Blinded Veterans Association Women's Group.
Oh,
So-
wow. Well, please invite the ladies on. I mean, that's just wonderful information.
I sure will. Thank you. Thanks again for having me.
My pleasure, my
Good.
pleasure.
Hey, Ms. Marcella, can she say something about the dogs? Did
Yeah,
you
for
leave
sure.
something in the comments about how to get involved with the guide dogs?
Yeah, please tell us about how to get involved with the guide dogs.
Okay, how to get involved with them? Well, right now we have, I think it's on the third Tuesday. Joe, correct me if I'm not wrong. If I'm wrong, it's the third Tuesday of every month. We have it's via Zoom. And I can also get the link sent out to you. I don't have it right now with me readily available, but you can join our Zoom call the third Tuesday every month. I believe it's from 2 to 3:30 Eastern Standard Time. And it's for anybody who's wants to get a dog, has a dog, or is thinking about getting a dog, or has, for me, lost their first dog. So anybody's welcome to attend. And I'll get that information sent out to you, Calvin or Joe, so we can have you guys join.
That'd be wonderful. And then we want your information too, Mr. McNeil and Calvin, and also you, Ms. Harris, to have it, your information, so we can put it on our website under resources.
Yes, ma'am.
Amen.
We have a pretty,
BVA.org.
excuse me, sir.
BVA.org.
Okay, well, we want, a little bit more than that. So
Yeah.
but no, that's absolutely excellent. So I'm very happy to have you all on today, and I'll share more about Operation Confidence's background with individuals with visual impairment, and of course our disabled veterans as well. But I thank you all for being on the show. It's such an honor, and you always welcome back. Bring your crew back again, Mr. Poole.
Oh, no problem. I will.
Please do. Thank you. Okay,
Thank
we
you.
moving right along here. Charles,
Yep.
we're going to introduce our next guest.
Charles, I was wondering, for the sake of time, can I just skip my part and just go on to Thomas?
Sure.
Sure.
Yeah,
Yeah.
let's just do that. Why
Yeah.
don't you introduce him, tell us who you are, and then introduce him.
Yeah, and
Okay,
tell us
great.
a little bit about who you are, though.
Okay, all right. So for those who don't know, my name is Adam Castillo, and I'm a retired Master Sergeant. I'm also Field Artillery 0811. At one point in time, Chief of Smoke, I guess they'd call it in the Army. But so, after I retired in 2014, I began my pathway. I'm going to oversimplify it just for the sake of time, and began my education, I guess you could say, journey into sociology. And then after that, towards my master social work. And then I became a licensed clinical social worker. And that's actually where I met Thomas at Bob Hope Patriotic Hall in downtown LA, and I met him back in 2017. And he's jack of all trades. I guess you could say creator of a lot of stuff from what I've known of him. So
Like what? Tell us what.
there's a lot of things. He does everything. So whenever I needed something, I'd go to him. Whenever I need to find out something, I'd go to him. He used to work for Goodwill, and then now he's in his current role at JVS. I actually used to work for JVS as well. Jobs, Vision, and Success. But
Okay.
yeah. So Thomas has 15 years of instructor experience with 10 years of human resource experience. He started his teaching career in the United States Armed Forces, where he taught various subjects to service members. After being honorably discharged, he continued teaching various subjects such as life-saving skills, basic computer skills, workforce development, and several other topics at various organizations such as the American Red Cross, American Trade Academy, University of Phoenix, California, State University Northridge, Olive View Medical Center, Department of Veterans Affairs, Telecu, which is a great organization, by the way. It's like it's an organization that preps you to go into school for veterans. Veterans Upward Bound, also LA Mission College, Head Start, after-school programs, and other institutions. Being a veteran himself, Thomas Salazar currently works with Jobs, Vision, and Success Veterans Services, helping veterans with disabilities reintegrate into the workforce and career pathway, helping them overcome barriers and assisting them to continue to be productive in society by teaching workforce and life skills for organizations like the Veteran Readiness and the California Department of Rehabilitation. So why that's important is because, there's some veterans that come out that may, that just may not be eligible for every program like vocational rehab and education, just because for whatever reason, they may not have gotten activated for a certain amount of days. So that's where it's critical to be able to, you have to know about those other programs. And that's what I say, going to being able to go to somebody like Thomas, who's well-versed in all programs. So, veterans can get, their education paid for is a good person to have on your side, because we may not know everything, but again, having someone that is pretty well-versed in all that or knows someone who to go to is key. So I'm gonna go ahead and pass over to Thomas and tell you a little bit about the programs that he does and works with, and which is a lot. So go ahead and take it, Thomas.
Thank you, Adam. So again, my name is Thomas Salazar, and I'm blessed to be part of JVS currently. So what I do is I basically match individuals to the best programs and resources, match my veterans to the best programs and resources in order to give them the best benefits possible. So like, for instance, if they're trying to do vocational rehabilitation with the VA, I coach them through the process. And usually I give a referral for them to go to Department of Rehabilitation with the state first, so they can, because that usually allows them to join a college paying program 60 days earlier than the VA. So they can actually start school sooner and still be part of VRNE with the VA, which sends them back to school, as we all know. I also recognize a lot of grants that we work with, including WIOA, HVRP, and DEA, WIOA being the Workforce Innovation and Opportunities Act, which allows us to give veterans up to $7,000 in technical or career training in order to get them started in a new career and get them a new job. Also, HVRP, Homeless Reintegration Program, which allows us to help veterans find housing, pay for their bills in order for them to have more income available to them, to be able to find employment and find housing that's suitable for all my brothers and sisters. I also work with DEA, which is actually my favorite grant. It's a grant that I run on my own called Disabled Employment Accelerator Grant. This allows me to be able to get a veteran into the program, acknowledge his or her barriers, like such as if they need hearing aids, canes, anything to help them actually gain suitable employment. And I can actually go ahead and use grants in order to pay for their equipment, whatever it is, which is it could be anywhere from a rising desk, a cane, a wheelchair, whatever it is that the veteran needs in order to gain employment. And the reason I'm very employment heavy is because what I've learned, being a veteran myself and seeing my brothers and sisters in the struggle, is that when we stand still, like, we tend to stay standing still. But if we keep moving forward, we're a force to be reckoned with. Like, all of my brothers and sisters, when they move forward, they can break through barriers and walls like nothing and not even feel a single dent on their bodies. But if they stand still, they tend to stand still for a long period of time. So my personal goal is to get these veterans into these resources that are almost everywhere. I mean, just Adam alone being one of the VPAN managers that he used to be, he knows most of the resources out there. Get them into the resources, get them back on a routine, get them back in the schedule, and get them healthy, get them being part of society again, and showing the world that even though we're only 3% of the population, we're still one of the best assets that America has. So again, I take a veteran, I see all his barriers, and I put him into the suitable grants that will allow him to leverage himself as much as possible in order to get either retrained into a new job or get a better job than he has now. And whatever it takes to get him there, there's usually a grant out there for him. So that's what I do, and I'm blessed to be a part of it.
That's so
Yeah.
wonderful.
And that's something too, Consuelo, that Thomas is able to take, those veterans that he's working with, him or her, is, it's not just referring them to a program. It's actually knowing that referring party and able them to, actually get it done, because a lot of times it's like you refer someone to a program, it's not a successful linkage. So actually knowing that person on the other side, so and like, I had a veteran that was referred to me, and it's good to know somebody. So Martha referred me a veteran, and I was like, oh, I know, and it was just by this show
Right.
right here. And that's going to help that veteran. Not saying that it's just having that connection. It's very helpful. And I was just like, it just kind of, to me, it's like, just having that, like I said, that connection, it makes things up that for that veteran. And, there's just that little connection right there. It just helps to
Well, I need
keep that
you
ball
and
rolling,
I need you and Mr. Salazar's support with our teeny house project. We're almost there, but we need some support. So I
Yeah.
need to have your involvement.
So yeah, and something about JVS, what I like to say, what I like about JVS is that JVS has got like the wraparound services. They have employment, they have the HVRP, the Homeless Veterans and Reintegration Program, they have
Right.
Veteran Peer Access Network. Now they also have the supportive services for veterans and family. They just got that grant. So for homeless veterans and also at risk. So they're forced to be reckoned with when it comes to helping veterans and families. So that's why I wanted, them, I think it was very important to bring Thomas on, because he's one of the ones that one of the, I guess you could say longest standing veteran employees there. So I appreciate you coming on, Thomas, and thank you very much for everything you've been doing so far, and always
Thank you so
being
much,
somewhere to
Tom.
go to.
We
Thank
need
you,
your
Adam.
information on our website too, on our resource page. So
Definitely, I'll get a hold of Adam. I'll send him everything you need. I do want to say one last thing, which I actually like about JVS, exactly what Adam did mention. We are becoming the #1 one-stop for veterans, which means veterans can actually get a hold of all the resources and grants they need in one location, which allows us to hold our staff accountable to make sure that veterans keeping moving forward. And accountability is everything in the military. So I love it.
that's so cool. Well, congratulations to what you're doing out there to help our veterans, especially those who are homeless. And that's, as you know, I'm not a vet, but that's my passion. It's helping our veterans, especially disabled veterans and the ones that experience homelessness. It's so sad. These are American heroes, So I thank you so much, and you're always welcome. Adam, to bring other guests on like Mr. Salazar. We appreciate his information. Okay,
Thank you.
thank you so much.
Where is he located? Where are you located at, sir?
Actually, we have a lot of locations. We're based out of all of LA County, but we have a location in Antelope Valley, Los Angeles. We're actually located in Bob Hope Patriotic Hall, which is a beacon for veteran affairs. We also have one in Durfee. We have one that's going to come up in San Gabriel Valley, and hopefully soon we'll be reaching out to Orange County. But we're definitely excited to just keep spreading around LA and hopefully national someday. We'll see. Sky's the limit.
You let me know, Charles, if you need something. I know how to get a hold of them. Like I said, I always keep JVS in my back pocket. So you let me know. I know how to get a hold of them. I got the bat line, the red phone to them.
Okay, great. Thank you so much. Okay, so moving right along here, we have Taylor. You want to introduce our next guest?
Yes, ma'am. Dr. Kathy Cash is a United States Army veteran, pastor, teacher, and ministry coach with over 30 years experience and demonstrated history of working with ministries and pastors in Southern California and around the country. Skilled in peer support services, coaching, and instructing peers in professional development and crisis intervention. National public speaker and webinar presenter with an emphasis on peer supporting others by instilling hope. Certified as a Wellness Recovery Action Plan facilitator and peer support group facilitator, she possesses high-level skills to educate peers in supporting others to achieve and maintain wellness in the community. Dr. Cash will tell us about the Mindful Veterans Project, which was previously known as Mindful Warrior Project. Welcome, Dr. Cash.
All right, thank you, Taylor. Good afternoon, everyone. My guest this afternoon is Miss Gail Soffer. She is the daughter of a veteran and the founder and executive director of the Mindful Veteran Project. It used to be the Mindful Warrior Project, but now it's the Mindful Veteran Project, a 501c3 nonprofit organization that guides veterans in simple, secular practices of mindfulness, empowering them to cultivate their inner strengths, support their own well-being, participate in their own healing process, explore new possibilities, and enjoy the highest possible quality of life, which is to be free, to be well, and be whole in their daily lives. Welcome, Gail, to Operation Confidence, America's Invisible Heroes. Thank you so much for joining us this afternoon.
Dr. Cash, Gail and I go back many years as well.
Okay. See, I
So wonderful to
everybody knows you. Everybody knows you.
Who, me?
Yes.
They've beaten the street for our veterans for many years. But Gail, it's such a pleasure having you on and seeing you again, girlfriend.
Thank you.
Tell us about the Mindful Veterans Project.
So, yeah, our name was changed just when the pandemic started. So no one got to see all the new, flyers and banners and everything. But the branding is so much the same. It's like, I know those guys. And it is very much the same, only we've had a chance to expand our reach because the pandemic forced us onto Zoom. So we've been serving people all across the country and deployed overseas. So we are a 501c3 nonprofit. We serve veterans, active duty, Guard, reserve members, all of the family members. We do a lot with spouses and children and caregivers. So it's a very comprehensive network of care, and all of our work is free. And we kind of weave in between all the other services that are out there to support people in the military connected population in some very practical ways, but that are often, let's say, pushed to the back burner in the efforts to, get the housing, get the employment, get the benefits. So the core of our work is teaching, as Kathy said, simple secular mindfulness practices. So we always have to differentiate. We're not doing meditation. We're not doing deep belly breathing. This is not New Age spiritual. I always have to see, I'm not wearing flowing purple robes, no incense, no gongs. We will never have someone try and sit cross-legged on the floor with no back support, close their eyes in a room filled with people that they don't know and shouldn't necessarily trust. So the work that we do is very, very practical. It's very geared to the military connected population, not because we're changing what mindfulness is, but because we're going to the core of it. So our definition, which almost everyone agrees with, is paying attention to present moment experiences. And those can be physical, mental, emotional, interpersonal, environmental. So paying attention to present moment experiences, suspending as much judgment as possible to be able to explore with openness and curiosity. And this is the biggest, the most important piece, without trying to fix or change anything, and simply accepting the existence of whatever we find. So it's very empowering work because anyone can do it. We work with young kids and World War II veterans and everyone in between. So you don't have the burden of trying to relax or trying to get yourself into a good place. We're just paying attention. What's happening? What's happening? What else do I notice? What else do I notice? What do I notice may be behind that? If I'm not trying to mess with it, I can really observe really clearly. So it's situational awareness. It's gathering intel. This is very familiar to people who have served in the military. It's not something foreign or New Age spiritual. And the fascinating thing about just pure mindfulness is the calm, the relaxation, the feeling like, this is me. Basically, I'm okay, that you might be trying to grab at through trying to get there, or, different kinds of tools. Those are the fringe benefits of just paying attention to present moment experiences. So we do that in a million different ways. We do mindful eating, and that has nothing to do with kale and quinoa. We do mindful observing, mindful walking, just how do you pay attention really fully in your daily life? Not when you can go on a retreat, not when you have your vacation in Hawaii, but how do you just be really present and squeeze all the juice out of life that you can in the present moment? Because you're not counting on the next one coming.
Right.
As it comes, and now this one, and now this one, and just without trying to crank up gratitude, you just find, wow, I've got a lot more going for me than I thought, inside and outside. So as we're practicing this, in these workshops, and just learning how to be present and notice and notice and notice and find some pretty amazing things. We're also exploring resources on the outside. So we do a lot of excursions. Everyone's our best friend when we go to our Dodger game together once a year. Everyone claims that they've worked with us before. It's just like, look, it's okay. Priority to the people who are genuinely working with us, but you can join us too.
Right.
Tell us what you do special during the Dodger games when you have veterans who go out who may not have been in a crowd before.
So this is the power of this work. So in the groups, as people are learning this, they're also, the camaraderie is also very strong. So that sense of teamwork and unit and having each other's back. So my favorite story is there was a guy who said, look, I isolate, I can't handle crowds, I can't handle new situations, I can't handle all the stuff that a Dodger game is going to be, getting from my place to that seat, the whole game and getting back. But I've learned to really trust the environments that you create. So even though it's Dodger Stadium, our group is 500 people sitting together. 500 people.
Wow.
And so this one guy did get a little challenged, but what a bunch of people did was they kind of noticed he was getting edgy, and they stood up and just kind of circled the wagons as if they were just talking with him about whatever, and said, hey man, can you feel the sun on your shoulders? Wiggle your bum. Can you feel, is the seat hard or soft? Can you smell the hot dogs? Can you, just present moment experiences. Let's practice the stuff we've been doing. The guy was able to kind of restabilize. Everyone sat down. No one knew the difference. He wasn't ashamed. He wasn't losing it in front of everyone. I get chills when I tell some of these stories. He made it through the entire game and was so proud. Instead of, getting agitated and running out in shame and beating himself up. See, I'm no good at anything. I should just isolate, and spiraling down into self-blame and maybe numbing from that with whatever substance of choice. He made it through the game using the tools that he was learning with buddies who had his back. And that was a breakthrough. So there's method to the madness. When we go on an excursion, it's not we're handing out free tickets to a Dodger game. It's like, be aware of what's happening, support each other. It's not for a bunch of guys to go get drunk and harass the women and scare the kids. We have 4 generations of a family there together. It's good, clean, old-fashioned family fun. And then we go exploring something else. We go to the Pageant of the Masters in Laguna. We go to the Los Angeles Opera. We go to film screenings.
And I want you to talk about the opera too. But before that, Anthony, you have a question?
Yes, I was wondering, I gotta be in New York in October. Is there any way we can meet?
We're in Los Angeles.
Come on to LA. Come on to LA.
Out here.
Come
We'd
visit.
love to see you.
Yeah.
Well, I was going to ask you when you said that you do Tai Chi in the chair. Every Wednesday on Zoom, we have Wellness Wednesday, which is how we moved our pop-up clinics, introducing alternative healing modalities from live and in person onto Zoom. And on the 14th, we have chair yoga. And we do.
Is that with John?
Hmm?
Is that with John Oppenheimer?
No, we
Chair
just,
yoga?
he just contacted us and said, oh, I like what you guys are doing. I do it too.
Oh, okay, yeah.
Out of
He-
state.
Right.
So,
But Anthony, can't you give a lesson on Zoom?
so every Wednesday, we have Wellness Wednesdays, and it's all different introducing. So as we explore, it's like, hey, we do self-acupuncture, we do Feldenkrais work, we do Tai Chi, we do chair yoga, we do tapping. We tried sound healing, but different bandwidth. It sounded really
Yeah.
horrible.
Yeah.
Just come exploring with us. The bottom line with our work is no one should ever have to feel trapped, stuck at the end of their rope and resort to unhealthy ways of easing pain and suffering. So what else is available? What else is available inside developing your own inner resources and finding, exploring acupuncture, exploring aromatherapy, and all the work is free. So the Dodger game for you, your spouse, 5 kids, grandma and grandpa, that's all free.
Yeah, great.
The LA
You
Opera,
said it was 500 people were they all veterans?
it's all it and the families.
Veterans and family members.
And the
yes.
families, huh? That's amazing.
Yes.
Yeah.
And then the LA Opera is the same kind of experience, but it takes it up a couple of notches.
Mhm.
So this is incredible. And Kathy has participated in a lot of these.
Oh yeah, she's out there. Everybody know Kathy Cash.
Try to catch up with you.
No, she got me beat in a lot of ways, but I would love to have your information on our website. Kathy, make sure that we get Gail's information to put on the website. We want everyone to know what she's doing.
Definitely,
Under
definitely.
resources, we have a pretty extensive resource page, so we want to have you on there. And also you, Anthony, for sure. But we're moving right along here. We kind of wind down now. We kind of ran over time, but that's okay. We have it together. So it's on you, Brooke. I'm sorry. Oh, well, I call that girl Brooke. It's on you, baby girl, Taylor. And Taylor uses a wheelchair. She's so precious. I don't want to embarrass her, but she's going through doing some, you're talking about amazing people. She's going for a master's at what university is that? Is it still Cal State? USC? Yeah. And she's been working diligently with the Edwards Air Force Base for how many years now?
3.
3, yeah. So, and what is your position there?
I'm the program assistant, so I work with families with domestic violence cases.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
That is so cool. Tell us a little bit about you. I'm so proud of her. My baby girl. She's my baby girl from another mother.
Get her, Connie, get her.
We have to continue with the show. I know everyone has other things to be doing, and so I don't want to keep on.
Well, it won't take but a second. I'm so proud of you.
Thank you. I appreciate that.
Just a little bit. Not long, because I know you have to give your presentation and it's kind of extensive and long, but everyone's talking about how they're not letting their disabilities get in the way, and you're a superwoman in my eyes.
I appreciate that.
Yeah.
So yeah, I'm in school to get my master's degree in social work to eventually take over the role as a family advocacy officer, which would mean I would oversee that entire program and serving the population of 12,000 plus active duty member and their dependents. I am Miss Wheelchair California 2017, Miss Wheelchair America runner up. I actually just came back from judging the Miss Wheelchair America pageant 2022.
Right. You just got back.
I did. What else? I don't let it stop me getting a car soon.
Yeah, you just got
and all of those fun things, all of the things that I wanted to do, now they're coming to fruition. And so it's overwhelming, but I'm grateful. Throughout this whole process, Connie has been there supporting, along with, my family and friends. And so I'm grateful. I'm grateful.
Well, I had to let everyone know who you are. She's a special person as well. But you get into your presentation because this is the last one. We winded it down.
Like, hurry up, hurry up. Oh, no, tell us something. No, hurry up.
I didn't say hurry up, but I
I mean, I know, just,
she has a lot to say, but it's important that
Yeah, I'm just,
about these phenomenal
and I'm
women.
here. Like I'm here. Okay, for the next few weeks, I will share with our viewers and listeners about incredible women in history with disabilities. It was during the International Women's Month that drew my attention to the many women who have been overlooked throughout history in favor of their more privileged male counterparts. But one demographic who were frequently missing from this list were disabled women or women with disabilities, actually. I was wondering where all of them were. As a woman with a disability, should I believe there was no one like me who managed to succeed in the past? Did we simply not exist? Did we all spend our lives hidden away, or were we just not being talked about? It's true that to be a woman with a disability in the distant and not so distant past, was even more of a struggle than it is today, with a double disenfranchisement of patriarchy and ableism in full swing to contend with, which held women which held women as being worth less than men and disabled people as being less than human. And that's even before we began to consider the archaic medical systems or even greater struggles women with disabilities who are of color face in simply surviving in such a world, let alone thrive. Imagine my surprise and delight when my research revealed not just one or two, but hundreds of stories of women with disabilities from around the world who not only led fulfilling lives, but were instrumental in shaping the times that they lived in. One such woman, Sarah Bernhardt, she was born 1844 to 1923. Miss Bernhardt was one of France's most celebrated stage actresses, eventually becoming one of the first major actresses to make sound recordings and act in motion pictures and starring in some of the most popular plays of the 19th and 20th centuries, including productions by Alexandre Dumas and Victor Hugo. Uncommonly for the time, she played male roles as well as female, even reprising Shakespeare's Hamlet, and saying of her habit of picking up these parts. Later in her life, after an injury developed into gangrene, a surgeon was forced to amputate her leg just below the hip. Despite advice to the contrary, she adamantly refused the idea of an artificial leg and designed for herself a palanquin supported by two long shafts and carried by two men. I like her. She decorated the chair in Louis XIII style, with white sides and gilded trim. Hey girl. During World War I, she traveled to the Battle of Verdun and the Battle of Argonne, where she performed for soldiers who were just returning from or about to go into battle, using her disability as part of her performance. And delivering a rousing patriotic speech, which prompted a fellow actress to shift her opinions regarding those with disabilities. Thank you. Hey girl, yeah, that's my style right there. Just lay pretty. I sit and lay pretty.
That's your look right there, huh?
That is definitely my look. That is me.
That's your look. That's right. I love how you look. And I literally wear stiletto.
I sure do. I do.
I love it.
All right now.
Hey, did I get one of those pictures, son?
One of what picture? One of what picture?
You want a
This
picture?
one?
A signed
Yeah,
picture? You looking
I
like
want a signed
that?
picture.
A
Yeah,
signed
I want a
picture.
signed picture.
Would you Taylor, in your stilettos?
The stilettos.
Okay, great. Thanks, George. You can clear the screen now. We ending the show, winding down.
I'm gonna show you that over the edge thing, because since you were pushing me for it.
Yeah, show them how you jumped off the roof and had the nerve to tell me to come do it.
Yeah, you can do it.
Yeah, right.
Let's see. There we go here. Bam. Okay. Yeah, you can do it.
Yeah, right. Just to see it would give me the queens. Over the edge, that's Charles. Watch this.
Slower than a speeding bullet, less powerful than a locomotive. Able to creep down tall buildings, but not in a single bound. Look up in the sky. Today, it's going down.
We don't see nothing but September the 4th.
All the way down.
Okay, hold up. You know, it's always something. Okay, hold
Yeah,
up.
dog. That sounds like you're trying to get another spinal cord injury.
There you go. That's I'm working on it. Okay. I'm gonna do it again and I won't blow it up. I guess that's the problem. I don't know. This computer is old, so you can see that, right?
Yeah.
Okay. Here we go. And I wrote the jingle too. And sing
Right. You didn't tell them about your band. There you go.
Slower than a speeding bullet, less powerful than a locomotive. Able to creep down tall buildings, but not in a single bound. Look up in the sky. Today, it's going down. They're repelling. It's going down. Over the edge, it's going down. Hey, hey, all the way down. It's going down. It's going down. Over the edge, it's going down. All the way down. It's going down. All repelling. It's going down. Going over the edge. It's going down. All the way down. It's going down. It's going down. Over the edge. All the way down. Hey, hey. Down to the ground. You're on the ground.
Wow. How many floors was that?
Only 14.
Yeah, right. That was amazing.
Just only 14.
Only
Yeah,
14, you know, it's not like, you know, when I went skydiving, that's out of an airplane. So
We
that's,
got all these superheroes on here to show today. You know,
we can have a superhero show.
I know it, huh? That is so cool. Well, come on, we're gonna end it though. You got to end the show for us, Charles, since you showed your video and now we're getting ready to do your little funny characters.
Oh yeah, let me show you my little funny character. You
He
know,
likes to end it with something funny every week.
yeah, that's right. Because there's no we got hot news today.
Yeah, but we can do it next week.
Okay. Well, yeah, we'll do this guy next week. But I'm gonna show you my little. I like to have a little funny stuff in here. So let's go here. Boom. Shakalaka. Where's it at? Oh, right there. Hold up. Let me unsee before I share. All right, right here. Okay, now we say share. Boom. Here we go. All right. You guys can see that now, right?
Right.
Okay.
We don't have no sound.
And I see you out here with your friends and family. And if I could just.
We can hear it now.
Okay, yeah.
Okay, I see you out here with the 7-Eleven water, you know what I'm saying? Hey, listen, normally I don't do this. And I see you out here with your friends and family. And if I could just dabble in the mere portion of the tasty beverage you got going there, that'd be great, man. Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah. Oh, I got a long journey ahead of me. This is right on time. Oh, 7-Eleven. They're coming up on the taste. A lot of people think squirrels don't need to be drinking out here, but woo, we be thirsty, big thirsty. Oh, Oh, woo! I feel that going through my whole soul. Oh, Lord. Let me go ahead and dry off real quick, man. I appreciate y'all, man. You know what I'm saying? Y'all be good. Praise God, man. You know what I'm saying? All right.
That's too funny. He always got something silly to share every week.
Hey, gotta, keep the silliness going.
The humor going. We want to thank all of our guests, our co-hosts for coming on today. It was an amazing show. We had a few little glitches in the beginning, but we glitched that on out. We won't worry about that.
Glitch it on out.
Yeah, we did. But I want to thank everyone. We had a great show. And Taylor, you gonna close us out?
Yes, I will. Before Ms. Connie closes the show, I would like to remind our viewers and listeners about our amazing advertisement rates. We have 20 and 30-second advertisement slots available. Please email info@operationconfidence.org. Again, info@operationconfidence.org for more information, and visit Operation Confidence's website at www.operationconfidence.org for some amazing resources. I would also like to inform our viewers and listeners about Amazon Smile. When making your next purchase on Amazon, please go to Amazon Smile and type in Operation Confidence in the Choose Your Organization donation box. Amazon will make a small donation to Operation Confidence. Also, to get involved in Operation Confidence Tiny Houses project, visit our website and send us a message on how you would like to be involved. To our viewers and listeners, we would also like to inform you about Operation Confidence Positive Redirection Team, a group of male and female veterans who are mentors, having overcome similar challenges and situations, transitioning back into mainstream society. To be connected or become a team member, email us at info@operationconfidence.org. Connie?
All right. Thank you, sweetheart. And as always, we want to remind our viewers that the goal for our show is to raise awareness about Operation Confidence's mission, which is to provide stable housing for our veterans with a wide range of supportive services. So we encourage everyone to please get involved by going to our website and going to our website, www.operationconfidence.org, or just send us a message at info@operationconfidence.org. And I want to thank you all for coming on the show today. We want all of our viewers to know to please subscribe to our American Invisible Heroes on our own YouTube channel. And I'm so happy you can go and check it out. Operation Confidence American Invisible Heroes has over 57,000 views since we've been on the show. So we're like way excited. So some kind of way, all the glitches and whatever's happened is working. People are enjoying us on YouTube, and I'm extremely excited. So I want to thank you all for being here today. And remember, we want you back and to encourage your friends to come on. And let's talk more about what we're going to continue doing to help our veterans. Thank you so much. We love you and we're excited. Say bye, everyone.
Bye, y'all.
Bye-bye. Thank you.